So, why am I making this video? Well,
the creator of Dragon Ball, one of the most influential and best-selling Japanese comics, has died at the age of 68.
that's part of it. Sit down, kids. I'm about to tell you a wonderful story. As far back as we can go into human history, there was art. Art is one of the great things that came out of humanity. The most beautiful art is the kind that tells us a story. This can be a painting, a song, a photograph, a movie, or an actual story around a campfire. Throughout history, there have always been amazing artists who have paved the way and revolutionized their medium. Akira Toriyama was one of those artists. He was a mangaka that walked so others could run. These are not just my words, but the words of many mangaka that reacted to his recent and untimely death at the age of 68. When a great artist dies, there's this phenomenon where everyone suddenly flocks to their art and it becomes more profitable, valuable, and loved than ever.
Why?
It's kinda morbid when you think about it. Well, of course, death fascinates humanity. Are you fascinated yet? No? Just give it a minute. And all of us are somehow attracted to tragedy. This fascination and mournfulness causes us to get a sudden interest in the art of these creators. It not only attracts the people who love the art, but also the people who have never even heard of it. And that's when our fan base grows just a little bit larger. Sadly, death and tragedy as humanity's greatest advertisement. Now, I grew up with Dragon Ball. My oldest cousin introduced it to me when I was about 10 years old, and because I thought he was cool and I looked up to him, I gave it a shot, and thus began one of my greatest ADHD hyper obsessions for a long time. Still to this day, at 21 years old, I have a great appreciation for Dragon Ball. But I have to admit that in recent years, I let it fade away into my mind. Like a lot of kids sadly do, I moved on. And then, well...
Breaking news. Legend and creator of the Dragon Ball franchise, Akira Toriyama, has sadly passed away.
This is the moment that, well, you guessed it, my interest peaked. Dragon Ball meant so much to me in my early teens, and I just needed to see if it was truly as wonderful as I remembered.
So I bought the whole manga box set!
And I have to say that it is as wonderful, if not more wonderful, than I remembered.
Once upon a time...
In a bustling world of manga and anime, a young artist named Akira Toriyama began a journey that would change the landscape of Japanese pop culture forever. Born on April 5th, 1955, Toriyama always loved drawing, especially vehicles. Little did he know, his doodles would one day evolve into some of the most iconic characters in the world. Toriyama's career kicked off in the late 1970s when he created the whimsical series Dr. Slump. This comedic masterpiece, filled with zany characters and outlandish scenarios, quickly captured the hearts of readers. The series ran from 1980 to 1984. But Toriyama was just warming up. In 1984, the world was introduced to a new kind of hero, a spiky-haired, monkey-tailed boy named Goku, inspired by the classic Chinese novel Journey to the West, and a healthy dose of his own vivid imagination. Toriyama created Dragon Ball. This series blended martial arts, adventure, and humor in a way that had never been seen before. Dragon Ball started as a quirky adventure with Goku searching for the magical Dragon Balls, but it quickly evolved. As the story progressed, it introduced intense martial arts tournaments, powerful enemies, and epic battles that pushed Goku and his friends to their limits. The transformation from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z marked a shift to a more action-oriented storyline, introducing iconic sagas like the Saiyan, Frieza, Cell, and Majin Buu sagas. The making of Dragon Ball was no easy feat. Toriyama, known for his meticulous attention to detail and tireless work ethic, spent countless hours crafting each panel. His creative genius wasn't just limited to the storyline and characters, he also designed intricate fight scenes and left fans on the edge of their seats. The series became a global phenomenon, spawning anime adaptations, movies, video games, and a massive fan base that spans generations. But Toriyama's influence didn't stop there. His art style and storytelling methods have inspired countless manga artists and anime creators like One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. They all bear traces of Toriyama's groundbreaking work. Why Dragon Ball stands out? Dragon Ball immediately sets itself apart with its awesome character designs and wacky humor. While some aspects may have aged a bit poorly, the series remains largely lovable.
Strange. It feels like there's nothing there. It's your balls, Bulma. They're gone.
What? You're kidding me? How?
I don't know.
No!
Characters like Muten Roshi, Korin, and Piccolo Jr. have become iconic. The sequel, Dragon Ball Z, introduces even more memorable characters such as Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu, and the Kais. Dragon Ball played a pivotal role in popularizing the shonen action genre, characterized by action-packed storylines, intense martial arts battles, and larger-than-life characters. One often overlooked aspect is Toriyama's exceptional artistry. His clear, detailed drawings ensure that readers can always follow the action, a quality that, in my opinion, not even some very popular mangas possess. Toriyama also popularized long-form storytelling and arc-based narratives. This influence is why anime is often characterized by arcs rather than seasons. Notable arcs, like the Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, Cell Saga, and Buu Saga, have become benchmarks for anime and manga storytelling. Dragon Ball also contributed significantly to the global popularity of anime, with millions of children and teens tuning in weekly to follow the adventures. Another standout aspect is Dragon Ball's characters. Each character has unique motivations and dynamics that work well together. The original series feels more small-scale compared to its sequels, focusing on more whimsical and fun adventures, until King Piccolo's arrival, of course.
Evil containment!
The charm of Dragon Ball lies in its whimsical and fun characters who instantly capture your heart. Even the villains are often charming and funny.
Huh? You fools! You know I don't greet failure with a pat on the back!
Many support characters like Oolong, Yamcha, Tien start as antagonists, but evolve into allies.
You fought well. Really. Thank you. Sorry about your leg. I did a lot of terrible things. No big deal. Bones heal just like everything else. But at the next tournament, I expect a rematch. Got it?
Of course.
The good guys, such as Krillin, also exhibit morally gray traits in the beginning.
Lots of stuff has his writing on it. He owns this place. Oh, really? I'll check it for you. You're cheating! Give me back that stone! I'm sorry, Goku, but I stole it fair and square! Ah! What a well-earned meal.
The characters that steal your heart. The magic of Dragon Balls. I'm sorry. The magic of Dragon Ball lies not just in its epic battles and adventures, but in its heartfelt characters. Whether it's Krillin standing up to his bullies, or the fun, believable motivations that drive each character, these friendships and rivalries are what keep me coming back to every issue or episode.
What are you looking at? Come on, speak if you've got something to say. Baldy, have you looked in the mirror lately? You're not exactly sporting a lion's mane, pal. You're wrong. That's it? You've only got one hair, you pasty unicorn. That's better than none.
Chotsu, stop it. You know you're supposed to keep that hat on. You'll catch cold.
Dragon Ball is a whimsical and enchanting journey filled with goofiness and humor and touching moments. Dragon Ball Z, on the other hand, picks up the intensity from the climactic showdown between Goku and Piccolo, setting a more serious tone right from the start. Like Goku dies immediately.
I love you all. Bye. What? Goku? Goku!
And the introduction of increasingly merciless villains mark a dramatic shift.
Really? Thanks, Vegeta. This is gonna be a lot of fun for me.
Don't mention it.
Each new antagonist raises the stakes, creating a relentless series of challenges for our heroes. While my favorite part of the franchise remains the original Dragon Ball series, I must admit that Dragon Ball Z builds well upon the foundations laid by its predecessor. The development of characters and storylines is quite nice to see. Piccolo, once Goku's nemesis, becomes the mentor of Goku's son, Gohan.
No fair. You promised you wouldn't use your I-beams thing.
And what if I did? You can never trust your enemy, especially in a fight.
Softening over time and even sacrificing himself for him.
Be there to protect you.
Has Piccolo made the ultimate sacrifice for Gohan by throwing himself in the path of...
Goku discovers his alien heritage, adding a new dimension to his character and explaining a lot when you think about it.
When he went to examine it more closely, he found what appeared to be some sort of spaceship. And next to it, there you were, lying in a little round pod.
The fusion of Piccolo and Kami showcases a blend of old rivalries and new alliances. Krillin, who started as Goku's rival and became his best friend, plays a pivotal role in Goku's first transformation into a Super Saiyan.
No, Frieza! Don't do it!
Without watching the original series or reading the original manga, this moment would not carry the same emotional weight. Even the introduction of the androids was not a new idea. Dragon Ball Z introduces its own compelling storylines and characters. Vegeta and future Trunks stand out with some of the best character development in the series, much of which unfolds through their complex relationship.
Well,
Sorry, guys. Can't tell you.
Oh, you can't? Well, I demand answers, starting with who you are. Where does a boy like you get that kind of power?
How bizarre. He has the same name as my son. Wait a second. A Super Saiyan from the future? Of course. It has to be. He's my son. Unbelievable. Allow me to introduce you to my son. His name is Trunks. He too is a true Super Saiyan. He's not quite as strong as I am, but it would be hard to tell the difference between us. He has incredible power.
Cell was outrageously strong, and I was having a bad day to say the least. Yamcha said that when my dad saw me die, he went mad. He was so upset he charged Cell like a wild man, and without any hopes of winning, attacked him head on. Yamcha said it was the best shot that anyone got in on Cell all day.
You are a fool! I'm going to crush you and throw you into the wind! Trunks, Bulma, I do this for you. And yes, even for you, Kakarot.
Despite the differences between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, with the latter being more intense and action-packed, they complement each other quite well when you think about it. The transition from the light-hearted adventures of Dragon Ball to the high-stakes battles of Dragon Ball Z enriches the franchise, offering a well-rounded and deeply engaging experience for fans. This is the perfect way to get into my next point. There cannot be franchise fatigue if you keep spicing things up. The Dragon Ball franchise has maintained its appeal for nearly 40 years by constantly evolving. It consists of 3 main canon runs: Dragon Ball, the whimsical and heartwarming origin story; Dragon Ball Z, the sequel that dives into the more serious themes; and Dragon Ball Super, taking place between issues 323 and 324, which adds some new layers to the story.
Think about this.
No, it's the only choice. If I turn out to be wrong, I'll go and rescue him.
But in that case, why don't the 3 of us run off somewhere together?
We can't. They'd use their damn scouters and be able to track us down in no time.
Bardock, why are you going through so much trouble? It's not like a Saiyan man to worry about his children. So what's gotten into you?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm constantly fighting, destroying, and I'd actually like to save something for once. Especially someone who is judged to be a lower-class warrior, like my Kakarot. I've programmed this to head to a distant planet called Earth. The people on that world have low power levels and aren't technologically advanced. I think you'll be able to do well there, Gine. Good thing is, it's not an extremely valuable world, so I'm hoping it won't even show up on the Frieza Force's radar.
If your father is wrong about this, then we'll come and get you immediately.
Listen, son. You do what it takes to survive, got it?
We'll see you really soon.
Goodbye.
Don't forget us, Kakarot!
Additionally, there's Dragon Ball GT, a continuation of the anime that is not canon. Although it has a manga, it was created after the anime and not written by Akira Toriyama, so it's often excluded from discussions of the main storyline. One reason Dragon Ball has stood the test of time is its ability to continually reinvent itself. The franchise not only builds upon its own lore and introduces characters from past movies into the canon, but also changes its tone and feel. Dragon Ball is more on the whimsical and funny and action-packed side, with a heartwarming story and some pervy details, while Dragon Ball Z is a more serious take on the themes of death, destruction, rivalry, friendship. While humor remains, it's more subdued. This series transforms Goku into a symbol of the idea that it doesn't matter where you come from. It's your heart and who you are that count.
Even if you really are my older brother, it doesn't matter. Anyone who'd do the horrible things you say is no brother of mine. My name is Goku, and this is my home. And you're not welcome here!
Tell him, Goku!
That's right, you heard the man. Whatever his past, Goku is one of us now. In fact, he's a better human being than any of us.
He saved the entire world before! Would an alien warrior do that? I don't think so!
That's a powerful message for kids. Dragon Ball Super brings back some of the fun charm of the original series. Although I haven't read the manga, I can speak to the anime experience. Super introduces characters like Beerus and Whis, while also bringing back Emperor Pilaf and his gang. It also changes things up with its storylines, such as dedicating an entire arc to Gohan and Pan. While Super is my least favorite entry in the franchise due to some glaring issues, I still appreciate many aspects of the show. In essence, the Dragon Ball franchise thrives on its ability to adapt and transform, just like its characters do. Whether it's the light-hearted adventures of Dragon Ball that you like, or the intense battles of Dragon Ball Z, or a mix of both in Dragon Ball Super, this ever-changing approach keeps the series fresh and engaging for fans, old and new. In conclusion, each series of the Dragon Ball franchise offers something unique and distinct, ensuring that they are not just more of the same. These stories complement each other quite well in my opinion, and are another testament to the skill of a truly great writer. This ability to craft different yet harmonious narratives is one reason why Dragon Ball has remained so popular and influential. From iconic moments to larger-than-life characters, suspenseful, whimsical stories, this franchise has it all. The impact of Dragon Ball on the industry is immense, and it will never be the same without its creator, Akira Toriyama. By reading Dragon Ball, it's clear that Toriyama was an exceptionally talented writer and a humorous individual who created a timeless piece of art. His work continues to inspire us, reminding every artist of the legacy they aspire to leave, one that is inspiring, wonderful, and memorable. Toriyama has empowered countless fans, encouraging them to find their inner strength and navigate life unapologetically. So next time you see a Kamehameha wave or hear the familiar cry of "It's over 9,000!" remember the man behind the magic. He turned a simple monkey-tailed boy into a global icon and showed us all the power of imagination. Thank you, Akira Toriyama. You were a true artist.